talk for a minute? Girl, I want to know your name, Chamber of Commerce.
Welcome, everybody, to the Griffin Spalding Chamber of Commerce podcast. Today, we're going to interview Dr. Cherryl Burks with Spalding County, and we're going to give you some updates on what's happening and whatever else we feel like discussing here at the Chamber podcast. I'm Jen Stewart with the Vi Group.
I'm Dylan Blassingame with Blassingame Pest Management.
John Tavius Jones, C Community Enrichment.
Alrighty, real quick, we have some chamber events coming up that we wanted to highlight. Southern Tree Solutions is Friday, March 21st. I believe it's at 2 o'clock.
The ribbon cutting?
Yeah,
the
ribbon cutting. Coffee and Connections is March 25th. That's 7:30 in the morning for all you early birds. Taste of History is April 5th, and tickets are on sale now, so be sure to snag those tickets up before they sell out. That's always a lot of fun. And Twilight Marketplace is May 15th.
I'm really excited they announced the date for that. I'm very much looking forward to that. So that's a small business expo. You don't have to be a small business to attend, but many small businesses will be exhibiting, and you can network. So it's a great way to meet people. Who here has benefited from networking at the Chamber? We're all raising our hands if you're listening, but everyone.
You should tell them where it's going to be on May 15th.
It's going to be at the Kiwanis Fairgrounds.
Yeah,
Love
absolutely.
some Kiwanis.
And it's going to be marketed to the public as well, so it's always a good turnout.
Good for families, food trucks, a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Today our guest is Miss Cherryl Burks. Would you like to take some time to introduce yourself and give us a little backstory?
Yes, sir. I first of all, I'm so honored and I'm so grateful that you all had me to come and be a part of this, just to interview me about what I do. And I guess we can, as talking a little bit, what I do seems to just flow into who I am as well. So I do work for Spalding County. I am the Citizen Engagement Specialist. I've only had this job since June. However, I see it as like building a bridge as you're going over. So I'm learning a whole lot, but having a ball getting to be with different groups and learn about other things that are offered, in our county, in our city, with our chamber, with the local businesses, school system. It's like I'm a child in a candy shop, kind of rediscovering things from at a whole different venture in my life. I think as we were talking off camera, I was telling you a little bit about me. I worked for Southern Crescent Technical College for 33 years. And so this is my second career. And somebody asked me what's the difference is. I don't feel all this pressure to climb a corporate ladder to be this, and that. I'm just who I am and doing what I do for a county and a city that I love so much. But to tell you a little bit about me, at a late age, I received my doctorate, so I love the fact that I get to be Dr. Cherryl Burks. It sounds so funny. I told my granddaughter I work so hard for that. She has to call me Dr. Grammy. My children have to call me Dr. Mama, and my husband will have to call me Dr. Wife. Because it's just something I'm so proud of. And being in the arena of academia is one of those things that, you aspire for, but I've seen it open so many doors for me. But being a part of Spalding County has just been amazing. I've lived here all of my life. I'm not all of my life, strike that. I'm not a Griffinite native born, but I've been here since 1986. I married one of Griffin High's finest that I heard about. And back in the day, he used to play basketball for Coach Raw, Coach York, Coach Arthur Graves. And if anybody listens to this podcast, they would know those names because they won championships and did different things back in the day. I think they do too now. But I'm not a Griffinite, so people will be like, my children went to Spalding High. So they said I broke that Bear tradition. I'm like, well, I didn't have one. I came from Manchester. So anyway, that's me in a nutshell, is that I love my community. I love what we're evolving into, and I get to play a part of that. Is that enough of an introduction, or do I need to?
I think it's a fantastic introduction.
That's
okay,
great.
Cool.
And so what specifically is your role in the county?
I am the Citizen Engagement Specialist. Therefore, my job is to kind of like government and citizens, to kind of bring them together as they learn, as things change and evolve. My job is to put the information out there for the citizens to understand via social media, through a press release, through town hall meetings, through our community engagement academy that I'm so proud of, but also because there were so many things about the county I did not understand, because believe it or not, a lot of people, and when I say this, I'm going to say in tongue in cheek because I don't like it, but I'm going to have to say it. They think that Griffin and Spalding County are the same, but they're really not. Griffin is inside of Spalding County, but Griffin has their governors and Spalding County has its governors. So when you bring the green and the blue together, of course we serve our citizens, but they really do it in a different manner. 2 different pots of money, 2 different sets of commissioners, but each of them working to serve the community. And so what I do is I represent I represent Spalding County at ribbon cuttings, with the chamber, town hall meetings, just whatever it is, school system, Kiwanis, and just anything that they need to have a presence there to let them know that the county care about you. We're sending, I think, one of our best. I'm not being modest, but I'm just saying. They send us to let them know that we really care. We do proclamations. I'm at every Board of Commissioners meeting, just trying to make sure that I understand, because one of the things I told Dr. Steve Ledbetter, who is the county manager, when I interviewed is that, I don't know a lot, but I have a lot of wisdom and I have a lot of experience under my belt with working with people, working with the public, encouraging folk to be involved. I have a knack for pulling people together in a way that's non-threatening so that people can sit down and just have a conversation. So when they interviewed me, one of the things I did tell them that, again, I don't know a whole lot. I should, been here a long time, but that means that tells me it's a problem with getting information out, not even just from the county side, but the city side, school system side. And I'm not hitting on anybody. It's just if we don't know, why don't we know? And then we need to figure out what medium is there that the citizens will look at to begin to get that information. There are a lot of things that are tried. I do know that. But however, the information still just not getting out as it should. So one of the things that I told him is that if I can ever get it in my head and I understand it, then it's going to get in my heart and I'm going to take hold of it. And then when it comes out of my mouth, you bet your bottom dollar I can sell it because I believe in it wholeheartedly. So for the county, my job is to educate and empower and enrich as much as I can, from why you need to understand about your taxes, the millage rate. You need to understand about the different pots of money that goes on to help fund different things. Why we don't have businesses certain places. Where does the county and the city, separate but work together? There are projects going on that people, I think, may not even understand, that the city and the county are working together for connectivity with our sidewalk projects, like with the sidewalk stop in one area here and it's from Griffin, then Spalding County picks it up from the next area, so that we're working that connectivity, making sure that people, if you need to walk anywhere, you still have that to do. So did I answer your question?
You did. That was a great answer.
It created another question, though. How do you have enough time in the day to get everything done?
Again, time, wisdom. I could say delegation, but I'm a staff of one. So that's kind of let me think about, maybe next year I might need to ask for an assistant.
It sounds like you need one, at least one.
Believe it or not, y'all, I am having such a ball. At this age, to be able to go into this arena with the energy that I feel from each of you, the people I come in contact with, however God created me is kind of like reciprocal. Whatever you give me, I can give it back, and it helps me to grow. And if what I'm giving out to you help you to grow and begin to look at things a little bit differently, then I've done my job. That's what I'm here for. I've often seen myself as a conduit, and that's a door. I may not be the person, but I can help you find the door. I may not have the power, but I do have the power of influence if I believe something, and I take that very seriously, because I was trying to see how do I say this without signing scripture. The Bible says, woe unto those who lead people, astray. So I don't want to be one of those people who lead someone in a direction that they shouldn't go in, all because I have not done my homework or because I believe differently just because I want to. But being able to pass out information that help people grow and the quality of life, understanding that here in Griffin, Spalding County, we want our folk not only to shop here, play here, eat here, we want them to work here. We want them to be so proud of where they come from and what we're doing that their kids are coming back. Yeah. They're staying. And so that's what I see myself as, and I try to put that type of energy out there because I understand that people are looking for something to hold on to. And if I bring you something negative, guess what? You're going to be negative. I may have to tell you some information you may not want to hear, but I'm hoping it'll be in a manner in which you can receive it and understand that it's all about helping you to be the best possible person you can be.
Yeah, absolutely.
And myself.
So what first drew you to Spalding County? And, we touched on why you're so passionate about your community here, but...
You said what drew me here? He was 6'4". He wore about 200 pounds. No. That was my initial introduction to but I actually fell in love when I just saw one of the first activities I attended many, many years ago with my children was the Taste of Downtown. Oh. And where we used to have these little tokens, we would have it every May and every October, where you would just see the entire community coming out to sample different things from restaurants, or you could have, activities that the kids could do. That was how I raised my children. From those activities, we used to fireworks, in the park. We made sure that our children understood that, there are things you can do at home. Mm-hmm. There are things that, you want to be involved in. You want them to get to know their community. So that was the spirit of everything way back then. Doug Holberg and I, actually go way, way back because I knew his father. I knew of his father, but I've gotten to know him now. And you have Zach Holmes, you have Mike Kendall, you have Rodney McCord, all those people I've known for years. And then to be able to work with them, because that was my introduction and then being at Southern Crescent, it was Griffin Technical Institute when I came to work there. Yeah, it was Institute. I used to be back in the corner. I'm like, what is that? And then I began to work there, and it was Griffin Technical College as I remained there. And now it's Southern Crescent Technical College. And I often say Griffin have a lot of gems that people really just don't take advantage of. If you wanted a quality education, you didn't graduate from high school, Southern Crescent Technical College offer the GED adult education program, and then those students then could go and bridge over into the credit programs where they could either go and learn a trade or learn an occupation, or they could go into getting their first 2 years of college where they're transferable into the place other colleges. So it's like a seamless education that they can get. And then if you had different employees or different ones needing to be retrained for something, there's an economic development program there. So that's a gem that is hidden right, around here to me. And then also you have the downtown businesses, the downtown council, being involved in that. That was one of the first things I become involved in after COVID. And I began to see all the intricacies, things that's going on for people to give back to the community. And when I worked at Southern Crescent, I used to have my students to volunteer to come to these events, and sometimes my dream was to have them serving on boards so that they can see the importance of volunteerism and putting back into your community. I even now have an intern with me from Southern Crescent that comes through Charles Cash's program, where she works with me. I have 3 of them. They're helping me to develop sort of the technical aspect, the social media from a perspective that's not someone as old as I am, but from someone from their perspective. Because y'all, let's face it, y'all not, but I'm kind of old, I'm kind of seasoned. Paper and pencil means a lot to me, where they're teaching me. They know, come on, we can do a little bit better. Canva, didn't know. Oh my God, amazing.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. So I'm learning and they're teaching. So that's what I'm saying. those things drew me to answer your question, but it keeps me being able to rebrand, and so I get to bring my grandchildren. They get to participate.
Your perspective as a community outreach coordinator, what do you believe sets Spalding County apart from the surrounding counties?
I think volunteerism. People don't mind giving back. If they see something that they need, they see they can put their hands to, they're the gap fillers and not gap finders. And so for the general consensus for me, what I see is that people don't mind putting their hands to something. There are so many retired people that I see that are just working as if this was a 9 to 5, but they're so passionate about wanting people to enjoy where they live and see the evolution and the growth of Griffin Spalding County, so that's not in all counties from what I understand. That my surrounding, I have relatives that live in Clayton, Meriwether, Troop, and when they come over to activities, because I invite them all the time, when they come over, they're like, man, we don't have this. And it's so funny. I've even told them how to go back, go to your city and do this, and that, or your county and do this and that. They said, no, I've called like 4 or 5 times. Nobody answered. I want to be a part of planning things and doing what you do, Cheryl, but they don't even call me back. So I think that's really, really a niche that we have that I don't think we take advantage of. So that's what I think.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think we saw a lot of that in the recovery from the tornado a couple of years ago. That was a really amazing way that people gave back.
I was a recipient of, I didn't work for Spalding County at that time. Of course, I worked for Southern Crescent, but the community came together so that I was hit out on East McIntosh very, very hard, and but they came together and they made sure the trees, they made sure food, they made sure water, they were moving things so that it showed up and showed out.
That's great.
How do you typically engage local businesses in the community initiatives, and what benefits can they expect when partnering with Spectacular Spalding?
I love it. When partnering with Spectacular Spalding, I haven't reached out as much to our businesses are spread out. You know, of course, I work with the downtown council, and so we get to cover those that are inside of the county. But outside of the county, that's where we really do need a number of businesses to, I guess, to be established, but also to become involved. So one of the things that I would like to see the county do is that as we go out and do town hall meetings in the county, like Sunnyside, Orchard Hill, and on the north and south end of Griffin, and the east and west, of course, that we engage those businesses. Because being out in the rural areas, sometimes I don't think they feel a part. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I haven't surveyed or told them anything, but one business I see that's coming along that's beginning to get involved with a lot of things that's happening in Griffin Spalding County is Chronic. Yeah. I've honestly seen Miss Wanda just do so many things to she helped with she sponsored the Black Heritage, one of the sponsors for the Black Heritage Foundation, musical, Black Heritage musical that they do in the community to help give scholarships to different ones. I also know that she works very closely with Southern Crescent. We're part of the ABWA, which is American Businesswomen Association. I'm the vice president and she's past president, but we have a president, Nadine. Ms. Rita Johnson is very involved in it, and also our commissioner, Gwen Flowers Taylor. But we work in that group to offer, raise money to provide scholarships for different students that are from high school, or some may still be in college, but that's what we come together to do, to network and provide scholarships for young ladies. We had an art party last year, I think, and it raised over about $55,000 for us to be able to give back. So that's the kind of thing that we're doing, and of course I brought it up because she's located in the county. But we want to begin to engage other businesses, but we also have to understand their needs. Yeah. And because now that's what we're trying to figure out. A number of businesses, they just, in my opinion, again, no survey, no data to tell me this, but not quite feeling what is it that we're a part of in the county. Yeah. But you see it more in the city because they're right here. Yep. But in the county, my job would be to try to bring all that together. But again, let me put it out there, only been here since July.
Yeah, you're just getting started.
Yeah.
You already have a lot on your plate.
And it's a large county. Yeah.
Very large.
With many businesses.
Yes,
for
ma'am.
sure.
Yes, ma'am.
So what are some initiatives that you have coming up that you're excited about? Things
Well-
that people can look for?
Well, the one thing I've told you that we began yesterday, and that's the Community Engagement Academy. We call it Spalding University, where this group last night, they were amazing. They were 31 people from the county, the city or county. Some of them came from out of our county, but they said they wanted to participate. I'm proud of that because they actually get to ask questions and to be answered by the experts in those particular areas so they can understand what's going on. Another thing I would like to have, I would like to see come into fruition for me, is to have a county advisory board where the citizens would be there at our disposal to be able to give us feedback, from their area, their quadrant. We have Board of Commissioners. Of course, that's the governing body that dictates what goes on in Spalding County. But I would like to have a group of citizens that's coming from each quadrant, also from each county, each city out in the county, the towns, I guess, in the county, to be able to work together for us to pull the county together and understand what the needs are. And I think I would like to have a podcast for Spalding County. We'll call it Spalding Speaks. You can tell I've thought about it.
Yeah.
That people, different ones that's in Spalding County that are kind of not really, people don't really know the intel or the depths of what they do, such as our court system. We have Josh Thacker, who's awesome. We had a new judge that's coming aboard, Adam Grubbs. We also have the most seasoned judge around that's been doing a whole bunch of things in the community, Rita Kavanaugh. So people really don't know them. I remember when I used to see Sylvia Elam name come to my house every year for taxes, and all I know is I saw that lady, Sylvia Elam. But to get to meet her and see how awesome she is, and her passion is singing as well. So she and I, we kind of hit it off a little bit. But I said, man, you have been sending me letters and romancing me for years. Now finally I get to see you. All you wanted from me was money, And so we joke about that. So those are just things I would like to see people get to know them more.
Yeah.
Get to know them, put a face to it, and just see them as people that live in the county with you, and they're our neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's what I would like to see.
There's a lot. There's a big importance on having personal connections instead of just seeing a name on a piece of paper or, hearing about a name or
It
something like
is.
that.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give someone looking to become more involved in serving Spalding County?
The first thing I would tell them is go to your local meetings, Board of Commissioners, our City of Commissioners. Get to know what's going on. Don't just show up when there's a problem, a decision has been made already. You come to fuss and fight about it, and anything you can do about it because the decision has already been made. But come to the meetings in the beginning when you hear of something, even if you don't hear of anything. Just come to the meetings to understand what it is that's being discussed that will change your life or enhance your life or make it worse. I hope it's not making it worse,
Yeah.
but from your standpoint, don't just wait until you hear something put in the newspaper. They're about to vote on this, and that. Get to know it. So become involved in that particular arena and understand that there are a lot of things happening up here, federal, state, but what affects you locally are the decisions that are made by your Board of Commissioners from the county and the city. So get involved. And then school system. Get involved in the school system. Go read. Help a parapro out. Be there available when it comes to dads and donuts, or moms doing breakfast, or a school breakout. Teachers, give the teachers a break. Let them sit in a lounge somewhere, and while you watch the lunch line or something. But find something that you're kind of passionate about. And just get involved. Volunteer. Say, hey, I'm available. You have the Lions Club, where they do eye screenings. Go and be involved in that. Of course, we have the Kiwanis, we have the Rotary, but you have ULA, the Urban Outreach, where they do everything from registering people to vote. But just get involved. Find something that you're passionate about. Because to me, if you don't get involved, don't start fussing and carrying on. Because really, what's going to happen except you fussing and carrying on? But get involved and make a difference.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Well, and it's like you said, it's too late at a certain point.
Really
It's better
is.
to just be there when the decisions are being made and have your voice heard. That's great advice. And where can they find information on these meetings and other things about the county?
You can go on the Spalding County website, and all the information about the meetings, different things that are coming up in the within the community. It's on our Facebook page. The website is a wealth of information, but also our In Spalding Facebook page. There's a lot of information there, also on our Instagram page. So.
Awesome.
If you had to describe the spirit or personality of Spalding County in just a few words, what would they be and why?
Oh, we have a tagline that I'm hoping we're going to put out there pretty soon where people can see it, where we all love our county a lot, and we're the I in Spalding. If you look at the logo that we have, the I in Spalding, that's us, that's who we are. And we have the IN with the university, I am you, you're me, everything. So I think it's a spirit of inclusivity and just transformation, I guess, because I do feel like Spalding County is transforming into something that is wonderful. And I say get on the train and ride with it. And see how far we can go, what we can do from end to end. So I just think inclusivity, transformation, and be the I in Spalding.
I love it.
That's awesome.
That's
That's a great way to
fantastic.
wrap up. Thank you so much for being with us. We really appreciate your time.
Yes. This was a great interview. You can tell you're very passionate about what you do, and we appreciate all the hard work that you do for the county.
Well, I thank you all for having me because, again, I honestly feel this way. I didn't say it in the beginning. I don't think I could be who I am today had it not been for Griffin Spalding County, because the things that I've loved, the opportunities I've had, they've springboard from those things that are grassroots here in Griffin Spalding County. And the county to me now is just another way of finding a voice to be heard so that people can be served in the way God wants us to serve them. So that's just the way I see it.
Speaking of voices, tell us one very interesting fact about your voice that people might not know about you.
Well, thank you for asking.
I know the answer.
One of the things I do for me, now you heard me talk about everybody else, but for me, I love to sing. And I am a part of a band whose name, Da Band, D-A, Band, and we're the Bandettes. And so we sing at different functions here in locally and also in our surrounding counties. And I love to sing. I think God blessed me with a voice to be able to share. I don't think I'm supposed to keep it. I think I'm supposed to share it. So I'll share a little bit with y'all if y'all want me to.
Yeah, I think you should sing our way into this podcast. That's what I think.
Okay. I was going to say, we are an R&B band, so I'm going to just do this little ditty, this tune that I did a little bit before. It's like, can we talk for a minute? Girl, I want to know your name, Chambers Commerce. We want to know your name. Can we talk about your vision? The people want to know about you. Can we talk? Speaking Spalding, Chamber of Commerce, and City of Griffin.
Thank you so much, Dr. Cherryl Burks.
We put you on the spot and you delivered.
That was excellent.
Thank y'all so much, and anytime.